And I guess the reason most of us are here is either today or someday in the future you want to start your own business. And the question I ask myself with some frequency, and my wife asks me almost daily, is why the hell do you want to be an entrepreneur? First and obvious reason is always the money, right? Well, no matter how wealthy you are as an entrepreneur, there will be days where you don't have a cent. And if you want money, I would say there's 100 better ways to earn it than going out and starting your own business. Climb the corporate ladder, do something else. Steal, perhaps. And you think you might have a more balanced work and home life because you can work from your home and set your own hours. All I can say is that it will completely unbalance your life. If you're a very motivated person who chases these kinds of opportunities, you will not be home at 5 o'clock. And the benefits package, paid vacation, sick leave, all of those things are definitely out the window. So the sort of real reasons, a lot of people do it is the sense of independence you get, that you don't have a boss primarily. The idea that you want to change something in the world, make it a better place, hopefully, or something, and to actualize whatever your personal dreams are. I think those are kind of the background for it, but to me, if that's all it is, it's a little bit hard because your independence is not as much as maybe you thought it would be, and changing the world is a pretty hard thing. It takes a long time. And dreams are also, can be a challenge to achieve. So for myself, it was more of a decision to try to enjoy the ride, to have a sense of adventure, live a life of adventure and achievement. I think more than money or independence or trying to change the world, that was the motivation for myself. Virtually a neurosis, I would say. I seem somehow compelled to not be able to do it. So the next question is, so you're thinking about starting a business, who should be an entrepreneur? One of the cliches that's kind of catchy is those who can, they do, right? The unfortunate part of that, second part of that cliche is, if this goes here, those who can't teach, which I think is a little bit unfair. My father was a teacher, and I can attest he can do many things. It was probably just sour grapes on the part of Bernard Shaw. Maybe he got a bad grade in his literature class and sought out to prove them all wrong. So if we just look at the first part of this, there are those who can, they go out and they do. Some examples, you have Oprah Winfrey, who started when she was a teenager, didn't go to college. You have Richard Branson, similarly, was barely struggled through high school. You have, of course, Kamora Lee there, who Lord knows when she started. And took a little while longer, but Steve Jobs got around to it and dropped out of college, or do it. But the basic facts, like myself 20 years ago sitting in your place, was I didn't do it. I couldn't, I wouldn't, or at least I didn't do it. So what's the second part of this phrase that it should be? Is those who can do and those who can't go to college, I think. I think you're in good company, generally. There's people like Martha Stewart. She has a couple of degrees, I believe, and she basically got a bad rap, I think, overall. There's people like Donald Trump, also, went through the whole college process first. But there's other ones, like Elon Musk. He has a couple of degrees before he went on to be the incredible entrepreneur he is today. And, of course, you have the Spanx lady, who she went to somewhere in Florida, I believe, and proved you become a billionaire just by trying to make your butt look better in the mirror. So, the American dream personified. But what if you've gone through college and you still haven't got it figured out? That was my case. So we have to add a third part to this tortured cliche I have here. If you go to college and you still can't do it, you go get a job. And at least was the case for me. You then spend your days at the water fountain, gossiping. You have 1.8 marriages, a couple of 3 affairs, 2.1 children, and die unsatisfied. So I wasn't willing to face that fate. So for myself, I took the next step. This was me in college. So what about this guy? Here I am in a different color hair. What I did instead is, when I went and got a job, I spent my days desperately looking for a way out. And thus began my adventure. in entrepreneurship.